volontaire jusqu'au gymnase, c'est un gymnase par vestiaire, c'est fantastique. On peut même répéter des touches à l'intérieur, c'est vraiment pour que les spectateurs sportifs soient dans les meilleures conditions.
The deputy of the Liberal Democrat Party, Simon Hughes, warning specifically about chucking people out of their social housing, that there is a danger here that such measures would be counterproductive, and there are plenty within the police and legal establishment who would share those concerns. And so what the government has clearly felt the need to do, have regard to all that opinion poll evidence that an awful lot of people, a majority in fact of the electorate feel that they haven't done enough and they haven't shown proper leadership, is to be seen to be doing something at this stage, mercifully from the point of view of their detractors. At least they're only saying things rather than actually doing them.
All right, please over to Michelle then at Scotland Yard. The issue of police numbers, the police cuts that are planned, very contentious one. Where are we on that today, Michelle?
Well, Theresa May was absolutely emphatic that the government would press ahead with those plans for numbers cuts and for money cuts within the police force, but she was also emphatic that that would not affect the police's ability or police officers' ability to do their job. And I have to say, that left a lot of officers today scratching their heads. They couldn't quite square those two statements. The Police Federation in London told me that it's an absolute nonsense to say that frontline services won't be affected, especially when you're talking about zero tolerance, the buzzword today. That, by definition, means high-intensity policing. And Andy Trotter of the British Transport Police told Sky News that there would be an impact.
Well, we've seen the results of all those officers. There's been climbing down and all sorts of people taking serious and getting off the street. They're very fearful of the fact there's so many police officers out there. And as a result, we know that police officers work. We know that we also accept that everyone in public service will take their part dealing with the state of the economy. They're quite clear. No one wants to take us. Why not to take us? No one wants to take us. We said to them not to do it. We cannot pretend that the scale of cost that we face will not impact on the front of the city. It is simply not possible.
Well, Michelle, Theresa May also told Birmingham that it is her job to listen to the people and the concerns they had about policing. Well, validate fears that ministers interfered with operational policing during the riots.
Well, I think there is still a great sensitivity to that, and this decision by David Cameron to bring in this so-called super cop from America has stoked a lot of ire within the police force in London and across the country, from the rank and file right up to the top. There's great sensitivity about the operation last week, the criticism that the police did not deploy in sufficient numbers, that they did not impose the correct strategy, that by David Cameron's interpretation they were too softly and needed to take a much more aggressive approach. The acting commissioner here, Tim Goodwin, told us that people were pretty upset about the government's assertion.
We do get very inconsistent views from those that govern us on occasion, whether it's police authority or whether it's Parliament and others. But at the same time, we have to make judgments at the time based on the situations we face to actually keep London safe and put ourselves on the hospital list.
I've got enough for us, Shepherd. Thank you. Two people, including a 17-year-old, have appeared in court in Birmingham charged with the murders of three men during the disturbances last week. 21-year-old Haroon Jahan and brothers Shazad Ali, aged 30, and 31-year-old Abdul Muslim died when they were hit by an arm in the early hours of Wednesday. Sky correspondent Lisa Dowd is in Birmingham, joins us now live. What happened in court today?
First of the two to appear was 26-year-old Joshua Donald from the Ladywood area of the city, and shortly afterwards a 17-year-old from the Milton Green area who can't be named for legal reasons. Both are charged with 3 counts of murder. Both had very short hearings where they spoke only to confirm their names, their ages and their addresses. Both were remanded in custody and will appear before a Crown Court judge here in Birmingham tomorrow now. With regards to the rest of the investigation, 2 men who were arrested on Friday are still being questioned on suspicion of murder by detectives. 2 other people have been released on police bail. The police not ruling out any further arrests at this stage.
So the number of people arrested in connection with the riot is expected to reach more than 3,000 across the country. More of them are being charged and appearing in court. Is at Westminster Magistrates Court sitting on a Sunday and afternoon. How are the wheels of justice moving today?
Very, very slowly indeed from what I've seen in the court building behind me this morning. It wasn't until 11:40 a.m. that we saw our first suspect brought before the court, and we had a very irate magistrate. She made her feelings known to the police sergeant in charge. She asked him why some suspects were turning up without paperwork, and then the security supervisor was brought into court to face questions about why it was taking so long to bring people up from custody cells into court. So there's quite a lot of tension in the system. You know, it's creaking at the knees at the best of times, and all these extra suspects and individuals brought before court. The whole system really is struggling. Now, in the past half hour, we've seen 18-year-old George Chandler. He pleaded guilty to handling stolen goods. A watch. He has been sentenced to 12 weeks in the Young Offenders Institute. Another individual, 20-year-old James Johnson, he was arrested by police in the East End of London on Monday, late afternoon. He pleaded guilty